fans, and welcome to another exciting edition of Cammy's Comic Corner, the book of the month for February 2010. I'm your host, as always, Cammy. Now, when people think of February, sometimes Valentine's Day might come up, and so you think I might want to have an appropriate title for such holiday. Fuck that. I have never been a fan of holidays like Valentine's Day, mainly because I'm single. So I'm going to do the exact opposite. I'm going to give you horror and fantasy mixed into one. And believe me, the book I'm talking about is truly spectacular in both genres. From IDW Publishing, we have Locke Key Volume 1, Welcome to Lovecraft. It is written by Joe Hill and art by Gabriel Rodriguez. And a quick little side note, I remember first picking this up when it came out back in February of 2008. I read the first issue, and I hated it. I loathed it. I don't know what I was on. I might have been just overwhelmed, or it might have been a busy week that week, and so I just tossed it aside, didn't even bother going back, and went on to the next comic in my stack. It's this point in the episode where I would like to just take another side moment and apologize to two individuals. Mr. Hill, Mr. Rodriguez, I apologize for my ignorance. If you'd like me to commit seppuku, I will gladly do so, because I know I have brought shame not only to myself and my family, but my friends as well. This book, this series, is so mind-blowingly spectacular that it's like a fine cuisine. You don't want to finish it all in one bite, you want to savor it throughout, because it is a 6-issue miniseries in the first volume, collected in this nice, lovely hardcover, but after I was done with it, I needed more. I needed more, and I needed it right away. Basically, let me tell you what it's about. You might be saying, okay, this is an awesome book, apparently. Why should I be interested? Well, in the first issue alone, you get rape. You have spirits, and you have murder, and it just blows your mind. You are caught off guard, you're not expecting it whatsoever. A Rendell Locke is killed. He's murdered. He was a guidance counselor. One of his students, one of the ex-psycho students, Sam Lesser, finds him, kills him along with a friend, and the kids and the mom escape, and Sam Lesser's put away in a correctional facility, but they're traumatized for life. Just think about losing your dad on a horrible, horrible murder slash... Oh, it's just... If that happened to you, you'd obviously be in tears. You'd be in ruins. Well, this family moved back to Lovecraft, Massachusetts, where they have the Key House, which is like kind of the family mansion, almost. It's a very ancient, dusty old relic. And the kids are trying to, fit in with their new surroundings. The youngest of them, Bodhi, he likes to explore. Kinsey is the middle child. She's kind of like the rebellious one of them. And then Tyler, he's the oldest, and kind of the jock-ish type, like kind of a musclehead, but he's taking it pretty hard. They're all taking it pretty hard. But anyway, Bodhi, the youngest, he's exploring, finds a key, inserts it into the door, because on the little handle of the key, it has a symbol of like a skull. And he's like, okay, I'll see what this is all about. Opens the door that matches the key, goes through, dies instantly. How does he know he dies? Because he's in spirit form, and he can look back at his body and see his dead body on the floor. As soon as he goes back to the body, he's alive again. And so he starts experimenting. He starts moving all around the place as a spirit form. And Gabriel Rodriguez's art on this, the spirits he does are fantastic, because they're not all together there, but there's just enough so you can tell whose spirit is whose. But anyway, Bodhi's trying to tell Kinsey and Tyler, hey, you gotta see this key I found. They're like, whatever. Meanwhile, Sam Lesser escapes. How does he escape? He has help from this evil spirit, this kind of a supernatural figure. And where is this supernatural figure? She's trapped at the bottom of this well in Lovecraft, Massachusetts, in the house, right by the home of the Lockes. And so Bodhi discovers her and decides to help her out. And as soon as he does, she uses the stuff that Bodhi gave her, gives it to Sam Lesser. He escapes out of prison, and he's off to finish off the job and find the key for his master, because the supernatural figure, she's taken the form of the woman. She's been there, it sounds like, for a very long time, and she's interested in one key in particular, the Anywhere key. And who, of course, finds the Anywhere key? Why, it's Bodhi. Since he's been exploring, he's finding all sorts of things, including the Anywhere Key, and it's kind of in plain sight, too. But at this time, Sam Lesser is back. Everyone's aware of it. There is tons of fights going down. And Bodhi makes a deal with the supernatural force saying, hey, if you make Sam Lesser go away, I will give you this Anywhere Key. Deal's done, and the supernatural being, she might be evil and cruel, but she's a spirit of her word. She makes sure Sam goes away. She pushes him through the ghost door. He appears dead, but when in fact he's actually a spirit floating and haunting the grounds, kind of. And at the end, she disappears too. And at the end, even though they only have one key left, there's also one more thing that they have. They have a new key. And that sets it up for the sequel, which is Head Games, which is out now and is also fantastic. But this first series alone sets up some great storytelling, because now you find out there's hundreds of keys like this, and they have yet to be discovered, which means more volumes, more adventures in the future. Gabriel Rodriguez's art in this is just like fantastic. Like I said before, I loved his spirits, and his fine attention to detail and facial expressions really help the story progress. And if you like gore and violence, this has tons of it. And Joe Hill, he's doing a fantastic job as a horror writer. Kind of helps when your father is Stephen King. And so you can see that he's not living in his father's shadow at all. None whatsoever. So if you love horror comics, if you like fantasy, want to give this a try, I highly recommend you do so. It's such a good series that the rights have been sold to Dimension Films, and I can see this being one fucking awesome horror movie, especially when you got all this torture porn nowadays. The Saws, what is it? The Hostels. They're horrible. So anyway, book of the month, hands down for February, is Locke Key. Welcome to Lovecraft. If you want to see any more of my Book of the Month reviews, or more of Cammy in general, head on over to www.cammyscomiccorner.com, and from there you can subscribe to me on the RSS feed, on iTunes. Go write a review on iTunes if you like what you see. It really helps me gain more viewers that way. And also, follow me on Twitter, talk on the forums, read my written review of the Books of the Month, etc. Also, if you like any of the kick-ass t-shirts you usually see me wearing, there's only one name that I can direct you to. It's deadlinegraphics.net. Go there, send Kelly an email. He'll send you the entire catalog. He has a Yahoo group now, so you can just easily browse. He has all the comic book t-shirts that you need. There's only one name that I trust, and it's Kelly at deadlinegraphics.net. And another huge shout out to Rising Sun Creations at rsc-online.com. They should have Locke Key in stock, if not the first volume, the second volume as well, because that's actually where I got my copy. I got it at a sale they were having. But anyway, if you want the best of U.S. comic books, manga, and collectible toys imported straight from Japan, head on over to rsc-online.com. That does it for the month of February. I'm going to have another one of these in March. The whole plan is to have one every month, so it actually is a book of the month, not bi-monthly book of the month. So anyway, look forward to that and the weekly reviews every Sunday. So until then, this has been Cammy's Comic Corner, the book of the month for February. I have been your host, Cammy. Go pick it up right away.